Major General Verma, are you convinced that this electoral bonds now is a possible scam where we do not even know who are the people who are funding this election campaign? And if anyone knows, it's only the government. You and I as citizens will not be allowed to know who has actually purchased these electoral bonds.
Yes, that's right. There are a lot of questions which are raised on this whole electoral bond scheme from the moment it was mooted by the finance minister. The past two chief election commissioners, Mr. Zaidi and Mr. Rawat, had also given statements that this is not a good thing for our political funding system, for our democracy, and it will enhance opaqueness. And we are happy that the current election commission of India has also taken that stand, and they have filed the affidavit in the Supreme Court stating that this is going to be enhancing opacity, and it perhaps may also allow donation through foreign companies, and hence foreign funding may further upset the balance which is there in our whole system. Now, the manner in which this Finance Act 2017 was passed, it was pushed through like a money bill in the lower house, and all the amendments were made to the Income Tax Act, the Companies Act, the RBI Act, Representation of the People's Act. All the checks and balances which were there have been removed. Earlier, there was a balance of, there was a percentage laid down, 7.5% of the past 3 years' profit. Only the limit was there for the political parties to be given the donations. And now all those restrictions have been removed. So any amount of money can be donated by the donors, and the denominations are 1 crore, 10 lakhs, 1 lakh, 10,000, and so on and so forth. Analysis of this also reveals that so far 90% of the purchases of electoral bonds have been in the denomination of 1 crore, which is quite obvious that they are corporates buying it.
Right.
No normal person is going to buy it. So you've already shown the figures of the State Bank obtained through the RTI. So the point which I am saying is that there is such a dichotomy in the statement and the spin given by the government to this issue, calling it transparent, whereas it is actually the opposite. You are hiding the identity of the donor from the public, from all other political party. Nobody knows, and perhaps that's why CPI has also filed a PIL in this regard. So this is a very serious issue because the amount of money now,
Major General Verma, you made your strong point, and I think this strong point, you've set the debate by very clearly saying that what you are seeing is the whiff of a scam. And I want you, Vinit Goenka, to answer what you've just heard. ADR, which has been looking at this entire issue, is coming out today and saying very clearly, and they're saying this in the court as well, this is a potential scam. We don't know who these anonymous donors are. They're giving amounts up to 1 crore. A majority of them have gone to the ruling party according to an RTI. The BJP, which claimed they wanted transparency in electoral funding, has actually done exactly the opposite. You have ensured that the entire majority of the funding anonymously comes to you.
Yeah, before I answer you, can Major General reconfirm whether all the previous two and the current CEC made some comments on this particular thing? Because I could not hear that properly.
No, he said previous Mr. Goenka,
the earlier two ones.
Mr. Goenka, he said the previous election commissioners also had a problem with electoral bonds, and so has the current election commissioner. I am asking you a straight question.
Yes.
Has the BJP devised the electoral bond system basically to benefit the ruling party?
So I'm answering that.
Answer it directly, please.
On that.
Yes, fantastic. I'll answer that. But that particular argument where he says the election commissioner had opinion which were not according to the government, that first of all makes everybody who is to make noise that election commissioner are right now stooges or the people of BJP. So that argument is now shut at least, because he is saying that there is a difference between election commissioner and the government. So at least that one particular part where the opposition was making noise, institutions like election commission does not have voice, is now been shut. Now coming to your point. Rajdeep, fundings were given to political parties. Political parties is to get their funding, and it is an open secret that money has been spent in elections. I think probably here, if you see, who can pay the money? Who has KYC compliance? The KYC compliance has to be done. Who is the bank? It is only SBI. No some Tom, Dick, Harry bank or some multinational bank or maybe some small bank which can be manipulated. The payments which are accepted by the bank are by DD, check or electronic transfer. But this has to be done. That means there is a money trail. When this money trail is there and these checks these particular bonds are given to one particular party, the party can encash it. Why there is an anonymity with whether the names are not given, so that other party do not victimize it. Why people were paying in cash? My understanding, and any sensible person will say, political parties were getting funds in cash or they were being monetized by cash by people who were interested. Reason because they didn't want to get the irk of the other party. Here, the donor has a KYC done. He has paid all the money to the bank by electronic transfer or check by a demand draft. So there is a money trail. Then, but when he gives the
only
donation
the
to X
government
party
knows
or
the
Y
names.
party, he does not have that fear. So I think, there is a transparency.
No, only the government,
How the government
no,
knows the
1
names?
minute. These donations
tell
are
me.
going to the banks. These are
How the
being
government
done,
knows
many
the
of them are being done anonymously. Many of them are being done through shell firms according to our report. A majority of the money goes to the ruling party. That may
Rajdeep,
happen. What you said you would make it transparent.
The
How
way
is-
Major General has already shut the people who used to call election commissioners toothless tiger.
It's not about election commissioner, Mr. Goenka. It's about the failure to make. Just a minute, sir. How is the system transparent? Sanjay Jha, you want to respond to what you are hearing from Vinit Goenka?
All these days you said government, Bharatiya Janata Party government has made CEC toothless tiger.
Yeah.
No,
Sanjay
1
Jha
minute.
made the
Sir,
same
I am
argument. Now
focusing
I'm
on the
saying
cash,
there is a
please.
transparency. Without
Rajdeep.
KYC, you can't give the money.
Rajdeep.
Without authorized.
Without an electronic transfer and KYC, you can't give the money
Rajdeep.
according to Vinit Goenka. Vinit Goenka, very quickly. The fact is that in the Supreme Court today, the BJP is claiming the electoral bonds is a good system. You're claiming it because it's benefiting you. The truth is, more and more cash is being found in the last few days. So you're getting the cash that you want, and plus all the electoral bonds are increasingly only towards the BJP. 95% of the money through electoral bonds has come to the BJP. And we don't even know the names of the donors. If this is not a scam, what is it?
When the scheme was launched, Congress did not have an opinion. And it was discussed in the House. It was discussed in the public place also. And it was discussed in social society. And everybody wanted to know, where is the KYC? You and I both know people were paying to the politicians when there were elections. This is a good scheme where at least a person goes and pays to the bank only through digital check or demand draft after doing a KYC. The person who is paying knows that he has been identified. A. B.
Why can't you make the names
Bharatiya Party got
public?
legitimate funding.
Why can't you make
people who
those
do not
names
get
public
the
then?
legitimate funding, they have a problem. We can do that. That is a separate debate. No. Let me complete my sentence and make the argument. Had Congress got this 200 crore rupees and we would have got only 10 crore rupees, same Congress representatives or their representatives to some NGOs would have gone to court. Do you think so? Then this would have become a legitimate scheme. So the moment Bharatiya Janata Party gets benefited, then Congress and Congress representatives in the forms of NGOs, everybody else could actually rush and make a noise. So my dear friends, I think in the interest of transparency, I see this to be a very accountable scheme.
Sanjay Jha, respond to what Vinit Goenka is saying. Sanjay Jha, Vinit Goenka is saying this is under KYC rules. Earlier the Congress would take money in cash. Now at least it's going through check and the banking system.